Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
My father stood tall like an old oak tree, roots deep in this land, strong as can be. He loved his country, that red, white, and blue, saluted the flag like it saluted him too. A quiet man, but his heart spoke loud. A proud man living life unbowed. Oh, a proud man's legacy, carved in stone, built on love, sweat, and the family's home. He'd fight for us through the thick and thin with a bottle of Jack and a crooked grin. Oh, a proud man's legacy lives on within. He loved my mama like the morning sun. 2 boys to raise, his work never done. Hands calloused, but his touch was kind. In his whiskey glass, a moment to unwind. Black label nights and a porch swing sway, telling stories of glory and yesterday. He'd say, son, stand tall and always be true. What you give to the world will come back to you. Oh, a proud man's legacy, carved in stone, built on love, sweat, and the family's home. He'd fight for us through the thick and thin with a bottle of Jack and a crooked grin. Oh, a proud man's legacy lives on within. Now I sit where he sat, glass in hand, trying to live by the lessons he planned. The smell of whiskey, the creak of wood, I see him here and I understood. Oh, a proud man's legacy, carved in stone, built on love, sweat, and the family's home. He'd fight for us through the thick and thin with a bottle of Jack and a crooked grin. Oh, a proud man's legacy lives on within.
Oh man, I cannot tell you enough how much I love Suno.com. Let me tell you, $10 a month, you get it'll produce up to 10,000 songs. That's a lot of music, and the song that was just played was a tribute to my father. What happened recently with Charlie Kirk made me think more about Charlie Kirk and my father And so Suno, if you put in just like a half a dozen words of uh, uh, symbolic words, emotional words, whatever, the AI will go to town and create what you just heard. And I'm going to tell you what, it is phenomenal. But we're not here tonight about me. We are here joined by Jen, the homeschooling mom, my friend and author historian Matthew Holmes, to discuss several books. Now we're doing it's working out to be like a bi-weekly kind of event for us. The series of books that Matthew has written. We already did Hell on the Cell, which I absolutely loved. We also did one about Blood and Mountains, which I absolutely loved as well. And just recently, in today's, we are talking about Spirit of Vengeance. It is about the murder of his third great granduncle, who may possibly, without, I'll have to do some genealogy work here, folks. Jenna's putting me to work. She thinks her husband's family may be related to the guy that killed our author's third great granduncle. Now, Jen, do you want to top it off with well, first, tell you what. Matthew, why don't you talk a little bit about the book? What prompted you to write it? Where did you get your sources from? And then Jen has question and answers that we're going to pry your mind up. And before we go, I'm going to say hi to some folks. Ray Fagans is known to Jen and myself as William Rayfield. He is here watching us tonight, and so is Bobby Depp. Um, she's a homeschool mom, and it can be challenging, but man, it's the best decision she's ever made. Do you know her, Jen?
No, I don't. No,
Man,
not
you two should get together 'cause she's a homeschooling mom,
awesome.
just like you are. And David Nobar is with us as well. So thank you guys for being here. I hope we don't get our trolls from last couple of times we had a live event. I did reach out to EV Mux. They said you can't do anything about them. So I'm just going to ignore them if they happen to pop in. Matthew, take it away.
So, I got a lot of my material from Spirit of Vengeance from my family's history on Find a Grave and historic newspapers, one being I think it's called the Daily Register, and it was actually based in what is now Wheeling, West Virginia. But they had actually described the murder, and they done it 4 months after it happened.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I was talking to some family members about that, and they got very interested in it. So we all started looking into it, and eventually I kept digging and digging into it. Then I found how several of the Millers that after everything had completely fallen apart for them in Western Virginia, some of them went to Texas, and this was after the war. So they wanted a brand new restart after their uncle had died.
I can't. After his murder, assassinated, actually. Folks, in case you aren't aware, that the two sources he mentioned, Find a Grave and the newspapers, they are both free services. You want to do some work on your own, just go to findagrave.com, type in the person's name, birth date, date they died, city, state, something like that. If someone did the due diligence, you'll find that person there. The newspapers.com, I think costs like $15 a month, but you can type in information there, and if it was ever printed, it will find it. I did for giggles and laughs. I put my dad's name in there and put in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where we live, and it found over 50 different events my dad was in that I never knew of. So two very good resources, and they are absolutely bona fide, certified to give you good information. Barbara Amons, thanks for joining us today. And Jen, you want to start with the first question?
Yes, absolutely. And after what Randy said about I'm related to someone by the last name of Provost, I just want to say I'm sorry. And he was married in and he's already passed on. But when I was reading the book and I saw that this guy was Joseph Provost and that he attacked your cousin, it like on his front porch, did nothing but just kept shooting him. I was like, oh God. So I was kind of hoping that Randy could not make the connection, but who knows? It's not by blood, so thank God. Anyhow, they say never judge a book by its cover. However, Mr. Holmes, when it comes to your books, the covers are amazing, especially the one we're going over today, The Spirit of Vengeance. I mean, good God, there is a red spray over on the top
So
of
the red spray is supposed to represent Christian Miller's blood. That's why
right.
there's no bullet holes in the Eastern Panhandle, because that's where he was murdered at.
Ah,
So
that
it's all symbolic.
and you design and produce these covers yourself,
Yes.
correct? Oh wow, that's amazing.
That one took about, I think, close to something about 8 hours, something like that, because I had to start with a rough copy of it, and then I made sure it was perfect.
That's awesome. Yeah, Randy, is there any way you could show a picture of what we're talking about, the cover of the book?
Yep, 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 yep.
That's awesome.
There.
Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. And I
What
know that. Go
what
ahead.
what do you use for your graphics?
What do I use?
Yeah.
I use Pixar, I use Fonto, and a few others like that, but mostly I use Pixar. And I use up to about 30 different filters.
Wow, that was awesome.
Where
Yeah,
I've done it for so long, I've actually taught myself how to make them look realistic.
good
Well,
job.
I
Well,
know.
go ahead.
I just know that Matthew and I have been talking about some things that I would like to incorporate into my genealogy when I go live. I love the deep throat guy with the countdown, which is pretty cool. But I love Dave Glovin's music and the graphics. I would love to get something more like that for mine because I think you know it's more professional in a way to have
Yeah,
that introductory. And Jerry of American Rebellion, he has a phenomenal one. I think he changed it up a little bit, but mine's not bad. But I just don't have the time to do the research to figure out how to do it myself. So I'm kind of like stuck with asking people to do it. But Matthew. You and I had been going back and forth with some pictures,
yes.
and I want to actually, well, I'll start with the video first. I think the video is really neat. Um, just let me get to my thingy here. Ba-bum-bum-bum. There it is. So this past weekend, Matthew was at the Saltville, Virginia. And for those folks who aren't familiar with Southern history, Saltville was the scene of a horrific battle between the Yankees and the Confederates.
Two
Um,
battles.
I'm sorry.
There were two battles.
Well, yeah, correct, correct. But it, uh, if I'm not mistaken about my own particular knowledge, it didn't go too well for the South, correct?
The second battle, yes. The first battle, 500 Confederates defeated 5,000 Yankees.
Wow. You
And
can,
the reason why is because the Confederates, they had the hillside, they had the mountains, they had it very well defended, especially around Fort Hatton.
Okay. Wow.
uh, where is the video? Uh, I'm uh, I'm looking for the video here. Why don't you go with the next question a while? I'm looking for this video.
Okay, Matthew, I believe that your book is far more current today than you ever planned on because we've got this new crazy culture, and this phrase was coined by Fox News this morning, calling it the assassination culture. And I was floored, but I'm thinking, dear God, it's the same thing you're writing about. It's right on the tails of Abraham Lincoln in 65. And well, I don't know what year that you're,
1864.
okay, so he started this. No, I'm kidding. He didn't start anything. This was terrible. But with all the recent assassinations, that's what I was totally getting prepared for when I was reading your book. It was great, and I love the way you write.
There's
And
a
I,
lot of rare photographs in it too, by the way.
yeah, and I love the little house, like in the hill. I think it's on one of the first few pages. It's
Uh,
adorable.
that one, this is
Mhm.
probably the first time I've ever done this, but I made that using AI. That was the
Oh, you,
first time I'd ever used AI.
oh, it's good. It's very
But
fitting.
to me, it just didn't feel the same as I would normally do it, so that's why I kind of stopped.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It works. It was great. Um, okay, personally, do you think that Um, oh, no, I have to move up a line here. Okay. I was very relieved when I read that the assassin who took out, um, what was it, your
Charlie,
uncle?
yeah,
Yeah,
his third great uncle.
Yeah, I was very encouraged and relieved to hear that he had. I'm guessing it was a pretty quick and
it was two
fine.
shots. Yeah, it was two shots to the head.
I thought they hung him. No.
No, I'm
Oh,
talking about what happened to Christian
Yeah, yeah,
Miller.
you're right. He was hung.
yeah,
The
no,
locals,
the
the
no, the
locals hung him.
The assassin was hung.
Yeah, the
yes,
locals demanded that he got, hung for what he did. That it was a war crime.
right. I was happy to see that, and I was happy to hear that it was a quick. Was it a quick trial? Because I read it again, and I'm like, they had to go to New York.
Well, apparently the trial lasted for a few weeks. However, that is still pretty quick compared to today. Meanwhile, it takes some months, up to a year.
Yeah, I wonder why it took weeks because, and I got the video reeled up here, but I mean it's pretty cut and cut.
So
Yeah,
that
it's just,
that's a
I mean
very
he walked up, he shot your uncle in the head,
mhm.
and I mean it's pretty clear and cut. I mean, what was there discussed about for 2 3 weeks?
Well. I guess where they wanted to take the Miller farm. The Union
Right.
Army wanted to take the Miller farm, and the Millers kept telling them no. And the county itself, Morgan County, Western Virginia, which became West Virginia, the county itself was neutral. After 1863, they became neutral. That entire panhandle did, except for Jefferson County.
Wow.
And so, once that murder happened of Christian Miller by Joseph Provost, that was already a violation of the neutrality.
I did take notice towards the end of the book as you were going almost day by day of the various combats and battles and so forth. You would put down war crimes or act of war, that kind of thing, to show the
Right.
people where that particular act, based on the law at the time, went either way. But I got these reeled up here. So we're going to start off with the pictures, then it goes into the video. So uh, Matthew, why don't you do the narrative here to tell the people what we're looking at?
So basically, what we're looking at here, that is Michael Clark and helping sponsor the Saltville reenactment of the two battles of Saltville. Now, you see here the flag that says
Yeah, 63rd Virginia.
we
Yeah.
were stationed a few months before, and that flag was lost statistically my ancestors, they were stationed in Saltville, and I brought this to you. It was with it as well, so thank you for bringing back history.
Okay.
But yes, don't honor my ancestors now.
Now, is that canon the original or a recreation?
Original.
And what do you call it? Is it caravan or what's that called? That's on.
I think it's urban, but I'm not sure.
Is that original as well?
Yes.
Wow,
All of that's original.
got some
So
good
you
looking
see
men
the
here.
one holding the hammer? That's Mark inside and perfect.
Can you get a little bit closer to your mic? You're breaking up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Sorry about that. So you see right here, the man holding the hammer?
Right.
That's John Martin of the SIA Independence Association, who was a member in Kentucky, but he had cousins in the 63rd Virginia Infantry. And so these men in this photo were also descendants of the 63rd Virginia Infantry. So that's just brought back to life there.
Well, I would imagine too, to some of the folks who were there doing the reenactment that. Hang on a second. I gotta tell this person to stop texting. Um, okay, let's see if that helps. Um,
The big reason why I had that hammer made was Norred Mountains. I got that to honor my fourth grandfather, Robert Matthew Holmes, his brothers over that.
okay, let's go to the next one. Now,
That's what
uh,
it is.
tell the people about our conversation about when I asked you about that cannon. Tell the people what the question was and explain to them why it's so short.
Well, I think the reason why it was so short is it was an artillery race. I'm not really sure. I didn't really best when it comes to weapons at that time. Just the military just etc. What our Southern civilians went through.
Yeah, I asked Matthew earlier when I was looking at the pictures, getting ready for tonight. I said, well, "That's a short cannon. Good Lord! I mean, why is this so short?" And explained to me is because it's used primarily in the mountains, and it's easier to move up
So
the
yes.
up into the mountains as opposed to a
I see, I
larger
see.
cannon. Um, Now, what is the distance of that camera? Cannon. So when you fire that cannon, are we firing balls? Are we firing shrapnel? And what's the difference?
That's for shrapnel.
Shrapnel, okay.
Now the actual name for that is the mountain altitude. Of course, that's an honor my ancestors served in that unit.
Mm. What was the most challenging scenario to write about in your book?
Do what?
What was the most challenging scenario or story to write about in your book?
Which one? All written in one young God. Spirit of vengeance.
Yeah, the spirit of vengeance.
I'd say the most challenging thing to find about that was eventually tracking the wreck of his Christian military planes that actually left the state.
Oh wow. I see.
I
And
would
what is? Oh, go ahead. Randy.
I would think too that writing these books about your family. I know. I mean, it's been many years since, but it has to bring up emotion and sadness as you're doing these books and seeing how they live, especially how they fought and died for their country.
It does, but also whenever I read spiritual Vengeance, I read about what they done to Christian Miller. I had more than I did anything else.
Folks, if you're hearing echo, it's primarily because, unfortunately, unless Matthew has one, uh, uh, he's not using headphones. And what's happening is that the audio is coming out of his speaker that he's hearing us from, and then getting bounced back into his microphone.
Well, let's see if I can get from that. Hold on.
Okay.
This might help. Is that better?
Okay, we'll find out. So, folks, let me know if the echo has gotten better. Just make sure, Matthew, if you're going to use the earplugs to hear Jen and myself, make sure your external speaker is turned off.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So let's keep going here. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. You can see.
Yeah, I actually do the same.
You can see a proud man with his flag there. I'm going to pause here for a moment because I want to bring in a conversation I had with Mindy Esposito. Mindy Esposito, for those who don't know her, is one of the top dogs with the SIA. And again, the SIA stands for the Southern Independence Association. And their primary goal is to successfully secede the southern states and any states that agree with and wish to be part of a new southern nation. And her purpose is to do it politically using the Constitution and amendments, allowing the states the rights to secede from the Union. And I was listening to the Congresswoman. Oh, darn it, her name just passed me. She's a blonde lady, very outspoken.
Um, Marjorie
Yes,
Taylor.
yes. She is absolutely beside herself, and she's saying that the states should consider divorcing itself from the left wing states. So she would be a great person to get on board because the southern states all stand for father, son, country, and so forth, and it'd be a great new country. And she'd be great. And so I mentioned it to Mindy. So let's see what Mindy does with that. But she was saying that we got to divorce ourselves from these states who keep pushing this ideal and what's happened, which made the Charlie Cricket assassinated. But that's a subject for another one. And here we go again. I would love if Matthew, I'm absolutely envious of you because I would love it's just where you're at, the things you do outdoors is where I would love to be. But even at my old age, a lot of people do like these guys here, are still doing it. But with my having 4 knee replacements, I'd be on the ground within a matter of a couple of minutes. I'd be looking stupid. Uh, um, then that brings me to another point. With the reenactments, when I was seeing them, and a lot of these guys, like I just mentioned, are my age, and many of them, like you see here, are not built quite, a 6 pack, unless they're drinking a 6 pack. But do they have to pass some kind of medical test to participate in the reenactment so they don't drop dead from a heart attack?
So yes, but also that's not our normal members report. We've had up to 9-year-olds at the reenactments weekend. They were flat bears.
Wow.
And several are active members of the SC there.
I would love to have a beard like these guys do. And I've said so many times, I would love to live in the South. Jen, you're moving to a southern state of Florida, and you're going to see a big difference in how the folks react to those around them, as opposed to a lot of the northern states. You really are going to see a big difference, Jen.
Yeah.
That photo?
What did you say?
Do y'all notice that on that photo? You see
What?
the mountain?
Yeah, the mountain here.
Look at the cover of Blood in the Mountain.
Look at the what?
Look at the cover of Blood in the
Oh,
Mountain.
okay. Hold on.
That's the mountain.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are those
Oh, yeah.
Poconos or Smoky Mountains?
Not Poconos. Yeah, I can see that. You can see it up here, the rim of his head here. You can see the mountain. That's pretty cool. And again, I'm jealous of those beards. Here we go. I don't know. I just love this.
That's one of the camps.
I would love doing that. I really would. Got plenty of pictures of the flag. There we go. Okay, so this is where Matthew was sitting, I believe, to promote his books.
Right by the SCP. Dixie forever came and interviewed with me.
Now, you want to explain why you're holding the sword?
Because that's the original.
The original to what battle?
Well, when I was Saltville.
Saltville, okay.
One of the SCP members had it in his family.
Wow.
And he brought it down. It was on the table. And he let me hold it.
Wow.
It
That's
even
awesome.
had his last symbol on it instead of VMI, which is Virginia Military Institute.
So I want to go back over the comments and say howdy to everyone who's out here. So Bobby Depp is watching or was watching. Ray Fagans, and folks, if you have any questions of Matthew the author, please type it in the comments section. He'd be more than happy to take your comments. So Ray Fagans, me, let's see, David Nobar, who's a very good friend of mine. Barbara Amons, who's also a very good friend of mine. So whenever I go live, I can always count on those two, David and Barbara, to show up. So I do appreciate the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Zorro Bentigan. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. Thanks for joining. And Robin Brunson. She's also a name I'm familiar with. I believe, Jen, you also know Barbara, right? And Robin?
I know Robin.
Right, yeah, Robin. Okay. We're getting close to the video, folks, I promise.
So this was part of my inventory. But we had a little part for the SI there. Nobody else make it. We got sick last minute. So and John Martin doing all that.
Why the difference in colors on the Canon transport?
So some of them were brass, and I think it had to do with metallic patterns. I'm not really sure. I'd have to ask SC about that because they know more about that.
Wow.
Now, see, don't get me wrong, guys, but I can't imagine the guy here in the blue shirt, walking. I mean, I could be wrong, though. I mean, he could be in very good shape for walking, but I would think physically he would, gasp out early, but I could be wrong.
That's right there. He's represent cavalry. He had his actual horse with him.
I was wondering about his horse.
Yes.
Now, with him representing the cavalry, would his ancestors have been in the cavalry as well?
Yes.
That's cool.
From Saltville.
Okay, so now we're at the video. Hold on a second. Pause it. No, I can't. So before I go into the video, because the video is like 10 minutes or so long, where are we at with the questions, Jen?
I only had one more.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, what is the most important
important
idea
idea
or
or
truth
truth
that you're
that you're
trying to convey
with
to the
to the
reader
reader
with
with
your
your
books?
books?
Is
Is
it
it
just
just
the
the
pride
pride
of
of
the
the
South?
South?
It's the history. That's
Yeah,
right.
and
And
protect
protect
what's
what's
yours.
yours.
Yes.
That's
That's
good.
good.
But also preserve the local history, which is what I've been doing.
Thank you.
Okay, so here we go with the video.
This is some of our sponsor.
That was pre-made in a case for $6, and I thought they've had it in here for 3 or 4 days. I want something fresh.
Where did you get them Confederate beans at? I'm not sure if they have anymore.
What?
It just depends.
Kill you.
They have, Ray, little one here.
Is that Matthew's voice I'm hearing?
Yeah. I actually recorded always.
Sustaining fire, starting with gun number one. Gun number one, fire when ready. Gun number two, out.
Damn, that's loud.
Close kill, follow the door.
Okay.
That's the first video.
Now, at the actual battle, do you have any idea how many at the actual battle? Would you know how many cannons would have been there?
How many tents?
Cannons.
Oh, cannons. Sorry, I couldn't hear you first. I'd say probably about. Don't get me wrong, I'd say maybe 20 or so. That's how much was that happening.
Well, 20 doesn't seem to be a lot. I guess.
We had limited supplies here, though.
Hmm.
So that was reenactment of y'all.
Gun number two, ready.
Damn. Okay, so before I go to the next one, this is probably a dumb question. What are they shooting out of the cannons? Obviously, it's not a cannonball, but what are they actually shooting?
Caps and powder.
Caps and powder. Okay. Can you, you have to imagine these cannons are, say, 1861. What? God, 100 and some odd years.
160 something.
Yeah, old, and to think that they're still being fired without the risk, I guess, of the brass, because they're made out of brass, I guess, cracking and exploding, in their face. Wow.
kids coming up. What? Is your first time up? Yes, sir. And once y'all heard that down, what's up on the hill?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you talk about that in a second.
Well, I think that right now we're up at 60.
I know. Hold on. Okay, a couple questions. Jen, first, before I ask, do you have any questions about what we're seeing here? No audio, Jen.
Oh.
Jen?
So I've got some ad here. I've actually had a few third-grade uncles, fourth-grade uncles. They were at the Battle of Saltville. 3 of them were killed.
Wow. So, Jen, you're already back on, Jen?
Yeah, sorry. I turned it off.
Okay. Do you have any questions about what we just saw here?
No, I think this is fascinating, and I can't even imagine like waves of fighters back in the day when this was a real battle.
Yeah, I want to address that, but Teresa K., thank you for joining us. Teresa, we are honoring author historian, my friend and Jen's new friend, Matthew Holmes, who's written at least 8 books. This is our 3rd episode. We're doing like a bi-weekly show about his books. And Teresa K. says, thank you for this podcast. It's so nice to hear all about our history, things we never knew before. I'm sure you're not done, Matthew. There's so much more to put out there for us. Thanks again. And we'll address that part of your comment in a little bit, Teresa. I have 2 questions here.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you guys can see my my arrow, but I'm going to assume that since the gunshots were coming from here and the Confederates were walking down this way, I'm going to assume that these were the Union lines here, correct?
Yes. So they were
Now-
kind of ammunition as they done in the battle.
Okay. Now, the cannons are way back here. Okay, way back
yes.
here.
And the Union cannons, they were about 500 yards from there.
So where would the cannons have been? Beyond the
Just
trees?
outside the pond. So this would be way beyond that.
Wow, so those cannons can fire that far?
Yes.
Damn. Okay. I'm impressed.
Start at my wedding. He wants nothing of it. He's like, if I'm gonna go camp, I'm gonna be our independent hobbies. Be the He knows I'm safe. So where worries about. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a little but I'll say that off. He's scrappy. All right, Mama, welcome. Okay, see you.
That's not a hunt ground. That's an anti-material one.
Dang.
It's a hose. Her up in bigger boy. I was high on his back. That's equipment. But equipment on his back, and you just sometimes you have to get it.
Well, looks like our mysterious troll is back. I'm not going to address him. Um, the guys who are firing the cannons, do they wear any kind of ear protection?
No.
No. Wow.
So interesting about that.
Like
If you're right at it, it's
Well,
not as bad as just a distance.
um, okay. Um, well, it's no ear protection. A
Not
couple.
as bad if you're right at it, but if you're there, at the distance, the vibration will get you.
Hmm.
Wow.
A question I've always wondered to myself. We all see how they march in line,
Hmm.
the same way that they did back in the Revolutionary War. I would have thought by the time that the war between North and South came to be, that the practice of marching into battle lined up like that, two, three in a column, that sort of thing, and essentially, you walk in
Hmm.
into a line of battle, and you're facing the enemy, and your first line raises their weapons and fire. Then while you're reloading, I guess I don't know if you crouch down or whatever, but then it gives the other side just the opportunity to fire. And it's almost like it's your if you have more soldiers than they do, you're gonna wind up winning. But to be why did they line up like that? Why didn't they hide and like guerrilla warfare and crouch down and that kind of thing? Why did they make themselves such big open targets?
Well, at the time, and this was during that battle, they were actually expecting reinforcements to come over the mountain, but they didn't
Hmm.
make it until late.
I
Wow.
see. Are there stories of ghosts? Like,
Absolutely. At that reenactment, they've actually captured ghost soldiers on the battlefield reenacting with them.
Oh wow, I would love to
So
see that.
there's photographs of it too. I'll even try to find for y'all later if y'all.
That'd make for a phenomenal show. I know Gettysburg. There's been a lot of videos coming out of Gettysburg where you see the soldier, the spirits of the soldiers who died. You see them by the cannons or walking into the field. So where they'd actually have videos of that. Um, uh, from what I understand, and the reason what causes that is that when a person dies a very vicious death, the spirit of that person doesn't know they're dead,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll just keep uh, doing what they were doing. And in this case, this is being in battle.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it's a heck of a way. So the Teresa had a question. She said about um, what is in the future. Well, tell you this right now, Teresa. One of the things our next broadcast is going to be about this book here, Chemtrails over Dixie. Um, I know you mentioned to me, Matthew, that you would like to see if I could invite someone else to join us on the next
Yes.
broadcast. Um, can you explain, without giving away too much, why this book is absolutely different from the first three we've already done?
All right. So, for example, we've all seen how the U.S. The federal government tries to control and dictate the South in any way possible.
right?
So, I have written that actually about how the U.S. federal government will manipulate weather
Mm.
and then destroy the land, and they'll claim eminent domain.
Okay.
And
Uh,
there's patents on this, which are in there.
Now, I just breezed through some of the chapters, and I saw you also have the Epstein list in there. So, why would the Epstein list be in this book about chemtrails?
Putting it all together, we need justice. We need the truth out there.
Okay, so this book is more towards getting the truth of certain things out in the open.
Yes.
One being the chemtrails, the other one being the Epstein list. Um, and I saw you had the entire list there. Um, why do you think that the lady who Jen and I both know who was sex trafficked? Why do you think she might be interested in this particular broadcast coming up?
Hold on, I'm busy. Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right, you there?
I'm here.
But why would she be interested? Because it would bring more light and justice on what she went through.
Okay. Okay. I can buy that. Um, so I know what you and I were talking earlier, and there's two books that I would love to get my hand. Well, there's another book coming, um, and then there's two other books that you have written called the battle that never the battle that the war that never ended, and then a sequel to that book. Uh, Now, are they not in production? Are you redoing them? I'm on a live broadcast. Leave me alone. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying when my mic is on mute. So pardon me. You
yeah,
caught me too.
All right, I'm sorry about that. I'm back.
that's okay. Yeah, I live in a house full of people, so I know that's like getting the background noise. The microphone I actually have is extremely powerful. It could pick up my wife talking downstairs. Um, but I think I was asking about the two books, The War That Never Ended and the sequel. Are they in production? Are they going to be brought back in production, or how do I get my hands
So
on those?
I'm having to completely redo Bloody Revelation because of some things that happened when it came out. There was stuff that was missing because of where it had been my second one. I'd had issues with it, so I lost stuff that I'm trying to get back. Now,
Okay.
as for The War That Never Ended, that is probably the biggest book I've ever written because it's more than 500 pages.
Oh wow.
And what's special about it is I done 400 years of forbidden history in the U.S.
Oh wow.
And
Forbidden.
the reason why I done this is because after I seen what had happened in Richmond and Charlottesville, then I seen they were trying to push their narrative, so I wanted to see the truth and not bits and pieces. So I went into this, I deep dug into it, and for about 2.5 years I worked on that until I got it out nonstop.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, some of the pictures in it did not get added just due to the size of it.
Oh.
Okay. We're coming to an end of our broadcast. Jen, do you have any final words for our guest?
No, just thank you. This is fascinating, and my family, like my grandparents and my mother, they're not with us anymore, but they're from Tennessee, so that is like my biggest hunger and my tie to the South. So I love hearing these things, and I think
Well,
every mountain is a Smoky Mountain. I'm like I saw them, and my husband's like all mountains look the same.
Well, that's close enough because where I'm at, I'm like 45 minutes from Tennessee.
Oh, that's
well,
nice.
well.
Very cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was born in Yankee State. Uh, my father was in the Air Force, and he traveled a lot. And uh, we got to New Jersey, and we got to Mississippi when I was in kindergarten. I would have loved to stay in Mississippi, but the Air Force had other plans for my father. Had him moving everywhere. But now when I could go to the South, I can't 'cause I'm married and I have a daughter who still lives with us, and so you got to keep the wife happy. But Matthew, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for the books you've written.
Yes.
Jen and I now have our homework assignment, which is reading the chemtrails over Dixieland. Folks, these books are available on Amazon.com. Hey, I was a question. I don't want to put you on the. I don't want to put you in a position where you don't want to answer, but um, a friend of ours, Bill Muckler, he also writes books. He's a captain of the Marines, retired. Um, but when people bought the book directly from him on his Facebook page, he would ship them out from his house, but he would also take the time to write a little nice something and sign the book for these
Yeah,
people. Is that something that you have or willing to do for the folks?
it would. I definitely look into that. Yes, I just like I told you, I stay very busy on other projects.
Right.
Yeah, and one other thing I want to, if I still have it here, there we go. And I'm waiting for them to show up, but Jen finished up a production on new bookmarks, which are going to display, I believe, six of his books on the front cover and the same image on the back cover. So we're going to be offering them up to anybody who wants to buy a bookmark, reach out to Matthew or myself, and we'll figure out something about the postage because he took down 40 names of people who wanted the bookmarks. And uh, 40 times 85 cents for a stamp gets me a little dicey. So we'll figure out the cost. It won't be a lot. I can tell you that, folks. I did look at the price on Amazon, and they're like $2 or $3 for a good bookmark. This here, folks, is a very well made, well crafted. It's bendable. It's you can probably but it's very good material. And the front of it has this one here has just the four books. The ones I got coming in the mail sometime has all six books, and then a little thing in the back here. I love how you did your image in four
Thank you.
different ways. I love this.
Yeah.
Uh,
And If you don't, I was going to say, if you're okay with this, I'm going to do something else. Where I was at the Battle of Saltville over the weekend, I wanted to do a proper honor of my fourth great uncle, Thomas H. Talbert, who died defending Saltville, of the 6th Battalion Virginia Reserves.
Wow.
He was killed by a cannonball.
Oh wow! Oh, I go. Phew. That had it hurt for a moment. Brad Bolden just joined us. Brad Bolden is one of my clients. He's a good Southern boy. He loves his Southern history. Um, uh, 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 thank you for using my rank of colonel. I do that kind of floors me. Brad, you just came in on the tail end of the broadcast with Matthew Holmes. He's a good guy from the South. He has a lot of very intimate family members who fought for the South. He wrote like 8 books, and we're doing a bi-weekly shout out to the books as we get them to read them and then do a review on them. Um, Brad has a unique challenge for me, and that his one side of his dad's marriage came from England, and
Hmm.
I have a really hard time tracking down beyond that because I don't have any death dates for the grandmother, which makes it very difficult to find someone beyond that person because ancestry protects people who are living. So in her
Right.
case, I don't have any death dates. So ancestry thinks she's still alive, therefore blocking any challenge I have to find something. So he gave me a challenge. I'm up to the cause. I'll do the best I can for Brad.
I know a source you could use that may help you.
Well, that's pretty cool. If you share it with me later on, that'd be cool.
Family
So
search.
yeah, I do family search. In fact, I do family search. That's where I go to a lot of books as well. They're out of print. You can find the books there as well. So, folks, thank you all for joining me. I just want to go back to make sure no one has asked any questions that I have not seen. I don't. I'm going to ignore the troll. So, folks, uh, 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing this again. It might be sooner, it might be a little later, depending on how fast we can read these books. But thank you for being here. Jen, thanks for joining us once again. And Matthew, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your family's history. We really do
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome.
And I'm going to kick Jen out first. Boom, there she goes. And let's see, kick her out. There we go. Matthew, once again, thank you for joining us. And you take care. Okay, that brings it to an end. I want to thank everyone who's been here this evening. I want to thank you all for the comments and the appreciation of Matthew and his work. He does put a lot of effort into his books, into the artwork, and so forth. So, I want, on behalf of myself, Randall Rhodes of All Roads Lead on Genealogy, I have 2 openings on my calendar. If you want to find out about your family, I'm very cheap. Reach out to me and we'll talk and I'll show you what I can do. You can ask me for referrals. I'd be more than happy to show them with you. Brad Bolden, he's one of my clients. She can talk to you as well. And on behalf of me as Colonel Randall Rhodes of the Carolina Gray Ghosts, I want to say thank you for all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye bye.